Okay, so just about to move some of my objects around. What I'm going to do is I want to have this spinning van fade in, in, and then fade back out again. So what I can do is just simply keyframe the opacity. So what I'm going to do is start at the beginning. I'm just going to set my file up here so that I'm going to start this right at the beginning. I'm going to go to opacity, click on the keyframe tool. It's going to automatically drop a keyframe in, and I'm going to reduce my opacity down to 0, black. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so I can see this a little bit more. And I'm just going to simply scroll ahead a little bit on the timeline, maybe to about here. And then I'm going to bring my opacity up to 100. And let's see how that looks. So from black, moving in, fades in pretty quickly, which is pretty good. Now, once you have those keyframes, you can easily change your transition by just simply clicking and dragging those keyframes out. So if I drag this out a little bit, then it's going to be a little bit longer fade from black. And we can see how that looks. That looks pretty good, actually. So we're going to keep that. Then at the end of this, we're going to fade this right back again. So if you need to put a keyframe in, like for example, since I move ahead, I'm not changing anything. I want it to stay 100, but I want to have a keyframe from 100 down to 0 again. You can just simply go over here to this icon, click it. It's going to add a keyframe in for you, and then you can go to the end of your composition right here, and we can bring this down to 0, and it brings a keyframe in. So we can preview this. So let's take a look here. If we were to start at the beginning of our file right here, and let's preview this. So it fades in, spins around, fades out. Pretty good. So this is what we'll be working with. You can, once you have your compositions finished, you can start to lay them in as a reel. You can add more text, you can add more layers, you can see the manipulation happen between the frames. Here I have my intro file, Joseph Smolinski, motion design, and then some examples of my work. That fades out, the van fades in, and it fades out again. And so you can continue to add more and more of your projects into this scene and make a completed reel. So for Monday, what I'd like to see is your name logo finished in After Effects and composed with the next two 360 render views. Now if you need to make alterations to those in Cinema 4D, do that first so we can preview the whole thing. Also on Monday, I want to again have your sketches, ideas, renderings, maybe even some Photoshop documents or some Cinema 4D images of your final project. The first deadline is that Monday. We're going to be looking at sketches, thinking about concepts. You should have some things to show me so we can talk about what your final project is going to be, what sort of things you want to aspire to in that project. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bonjour from Paris, or should I say au revoir from Paris. All right, bye-bye.